How do you navigate this amazing season of Christmas? One, as a single mom, two, as a single woman. That is what I'll be talking to you about. My name is Jacinta Wangeshi. I'm a toxic relationship coach, and a huge welcome. If you do not know me and this is your first time here, let me just tell you a bit about myself. I am a toxic relationship survivor, meaning that I walked out of a toxic relationship some time back, and I walked out with my 3 kids. And for a while there, I was a single mom to 3 beautiful kids. So I understand what it means to celebrate holidays, and especially Christmas, when it's just you, the mom, and your children, and also what it feels like to be a single person during Christmas. Yeah. I'm currently married to a wonderful, wonderful man, but I would like to just tell you some of the lessons that I took or how I was able to navigate this period. Because let me tell you, or from my experience, holiday times are some of the craziest or hardest times as a single parent. What do I mean by this? This is a time where families get together. This is a time where you are going to be meeting nosy family members. I'm sorry to say they're nosy, but we all know it. We have some of those family members who do not, or relatives who do not have boundaries. They'll be asking, they'll be giving you glances, they'll even try to sideline your kids. This is a very trying time. I personally felt like at some point I was not really appreciated when I was just me and my children by some people, not all people. But I'm hoping that the lessons or tips that I'm going to give here are going to provide you with a guideline, or maybe just some sort of roadmap as you navigate through the next week all the way to New Year's. Yeah. Number 1, you will need to have a plan. What do I mean by that? Plan ahead. We know that already the holidays are next week, but that does not mean that you cannot start even in November. Yeah, I'm pretty sure by now it's a bit late because most of the places are almost booked out, but you can still do something. And I'm referring this especially to a woman who is having to co-parent with a man, or you just have an ex and that you share kids with. Let me tell you, you need to have plans in place. Remember, if you are previously living with your partner, maybe they were the ones who are making the plans. Maybe the plan was to always travel to their home country, or maybe to your home country. Right now, you feel like it's a new experience. You do not know how to go about it. He was the one who used to do all the bookings, the arrangements, and all that. But now, if especially they're out of the picture, it's you and your kids. Doesn't mean that you're going to stay at home when everybody else is traveling, when everybody else is making merry somewhere. No, it means that you have to at least come up with a plan. It does not have to be grand. It does not have to be expensive. Just have a backup plan. Just have a plan for you and your kids. It can even include, for me and my kids, I remember, if you come from Kenya, you know about Java. I love coffee. I love the full English breakfast. That used to be our starting of Christmas morning. Every Christmas morning, we used to wake up and the first stop was Java. I intentionally came up with a plan where we used to wear pajamas. Some of the Christmases, breakfast was always in pajamas for me and my kids. And the first stop was Java, full English breakfast, because I loved having the breakfast and my kids loved it too. So that was our to-go-to place. Just have like a tradition that is going to help you to create some order in your life. You do not want to be waking up that morning and then your kids are looking at you like, Mom, where are we going? And right now they are already hearing it from their friends. We are going here, we are going there. They have plans, they're going to Mombasa, they're going up country. Just have a plan, yeah. Do not leave it to chance. Do not leave it to your ex-partner to be coming up with a plan, just in case he has his own plans as well, right? And communicate, both with your children and also with your ex if he's still in the picture. Ask, are you comfortable with us doing this? Yes or no? If not, no, it's you and your kids, and make something out of the day. Don't let this day be a point where it's going to give you stress because you did not think of something. Maybe you were just thinking, no, kids will never understand. Let me tell you something. For kids, it's as simple as it's Christmas. My friends are going out, or they have plans for their holiday. So just make a little something. It doesn't really have to be grand or expensive, but have a plan for your day early and enough in advance. Don't wait for a last minute when you'll be feeling overwhelmed. You do not know where to take the kids. You do not know what to do with yourself. And that is the time when we do not even have nannies. Most of us who are in Kenya, here it's very different. So make a plan, yeah? Number 2, have plan B. Plan B, especially if the person who is in your plan A or is in point A is your ex. Because let me tell you, especially if you're dealing with, I'm not talking about the mature people that you co-parent with, because there's a huge difference. I'm talking about toxic, immature parents that you're co-parenting with. They are going to show you dust. They're going to show you dust, and you're going to spend your Christmas so sad and bitter and angry. So have a plan B in case plan A fails. You do not want to have kids who have been promised that you are going to be taken somewhere, and then that day comes and you have no plan, and you're like, so what do I do with my children? And then you're forced to be sad. The whole day is ruined. No, do not let anyone or anything ruin your day. So despite having a plan A with your partner, or your ex-partner, it's always good to have another plan just in case plan A fails. I do not know, but for me, I had been forced to improvise a lot. So I always used to come up with a plan B just in case the plan A fails. I always had a backup. My kids even never knew the difference. They never noticed it. And I told myself nothing will dull my Christmas, because I love Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. So no one and nothing was about to ruin it for me. Yeah. And with that said, when you have a toddler especially, you need to have a plan that is really flexible. I remember it's last year's Christmas when it was just me and my kids. Would you believe that we celebrated our breakfast, lunch, nearly dinner, still in the vehicle, because she would not want to stay in a hotel. But either way, it was still a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, because it's all about love, openness, and have room for communication. Always say communicate, especially with your children. Minimize their expectations. You can, maybe if you're not in a position to take them to Mombasa, if you're not in a position to take them to the beach, or you're not in a position to take them out of town, just communicate with them. They will understand. Imagine, they see your struggles. They understand how much you are trying to put everything together for them. Just communicate early enough in advance and manage the expectations, and even have them put their little inputs. Like tell them, hey, I was thinking we could do this and this and this, and then they'll tell you, no mom, we are thinking this and this and this is better. Just let it be about family, because that is all that Christmas is about, right? It's Jesus is the reason, but it's also all about love and family, right? In point 3, you need to take time out for yourself. What do I mean by this? You are the sole who do we call you, parent for now. It does not mean whether you co-parent. Either way, as a mom, I tend to feel like we have the bigger responsibility as parents. So before the nannies leave, this is for Kenyan women, because I know right here in the US, it's really hard to have a nanny. But back in Kenya, when I could be able to afford or even get a nanny and I had one, what for me I used to do was to spend time out, to spend time with my friends or doing the things that I would like the day or some days before she leaves. That means that I have all the time and energy to dedicate it to my children. I have something to pour out to them. Because imagine how would I have been able to take care of all these frustrations whereby the plans that you had set with your ex, with the parents, with the father of your children doesn't show up or doesn't go by them. Your children, maybe you have a toddler, she's very cranky and all that. Imagine if you are not in a good space of mind. What do? You get outbursts, you get depressed, you ruin even their day. So take time to yourself. Take time to yourself. I cannot emphasize enough. Your body, you yourself, you're going to thank yourself for it, and not just you, but your children as well. You're going to come at home feeling very rejuvenated, and especially with girls, there's something about girls' night out and all that. I remember I had a friend, and most of the time we'd find ourselves either on Christmas Eve out together, or even the day before Christmas in case your nanny is traveling on Christmas Eve, and even New Year's. Before New Year's, before I take my kids with me for New Year's, the night before I'll be out with my friends. I would do something that I like. I would go enjoy my glass of wine. Why? It would take off so much of the tension, of the pressure, and I would remind myself, I am still me. I still love myself. I am still a priority to me as much as my kids are also a priority to me. So take time for yourself. It does not hurt. It does not have to be anything extravagant. It can even be to just do your hair or to do your nails or just something, but take time for yourself. You're going to thank yourself for it. And on to point 4. This might rub some people off some way, especially if you're not self-aware or you've never done the self-awareness class. But let me tell you, you do not have to go to a place where you know you will not be welcomed. You do not have to go to a place where you know you're just going to be criticized, you're going to be looked down upon, your children are going to be sidelined. No. You do not have to. And I used to tell myself I would rather stay in my house and sleep if that is where I feel like I'm at home and I'm at peace, rather than to go to some place where they're all looking at you like you failed because the relationship did not work. First of all, you're the one who knows how your relationship was before everybody else. They can say that you're a loser for letting it go. They can say that you're just not a good woman, because most of the time, especially in the African society, I feel like we as women get blamed. And let me tell you, if something bad happened to you, like you passed on, then everybody will be like, so why was she still there? But when you leave, still no one sees it as a good thing. So my friend, you know what is good for you. If these family gatherings are going to be the reason why you become depressed, if these family gatherings are going to be the reason why you feel like you're a lesser person, you do not really have to go into them. You do not really have to tolerate. Go where you're loved, not where you're tolerated, right? That is what it said. So just similarly, if that going to your home place or is where you are going to get those aunties who want to be all over your business, trying to make you understand, trying to take you back from where you came from, you do not have to really go. You do not have to put yourself in situations that are going to hurt you or your children. And that is why I say this is a huge one, especially because for some of us, it's tradition. It's tradition to travel during Christmas. Yeah. I came to find out here that Thanksgiving is like our Christmas. So, and that means that people travel to go meet their families. And just imagine now if you're in Kenya and these family members do not have boundaries. And let me just even pinpoint that as point number 5, have boundaries. You know that you do not have to say yes to everyone. You do not have to explain yourself to everyone. You do not have to answer things that you're not comfortable answering. Like, I do not know who gave people permission to be asking you questions when you yourself do not even care about their lives and whatever they're doing with their lives, right? So, and I remember one of the game changer for me when it comes to boundaries was when a lady friend of mine told me, Jacinta, the same way when somebody tells you, like an example, Jacinta, will you come to my wedding? I'll say yes. I do not need to add anything else. I do not need to say, yes, I'll wear this, or what do you want? And I'll come because I'm not busy, or I'll come because I have time. No, you only say a simple yes. But why do we feel the need to say a no and add something back there? If you ask me, Jacinta, are you going to be coming? And I say no, I do not have to feel guilty and feel like I have to explain a little more, saying no, I do not have fare, my kids want to go here, no, a no is a no. I do not really have to explain myself to you. People ask you, are you still with your ex? You can comfortably tell them this is a topic that I do not feel comfortable to discussing or talking about. Yeah. So have very strict boundaries, or have very healthy boundaries. We do not want to make them in a way where you say no, you're snappy, and it's like you are waiting to be asked and all that. Those are some rigid boundaries which are also unhealthy. You want to be in a space where you can make firm boundaries and actually enforce them. Like, it's a clear no, no discussion. That's it. We move on, right? So have boundaries and enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. And if you're a single woman, or you have ever been a single woman during a festive period, or you have been a single mom, whether you're still a single parent right now, please comment down below, how do you navigate this period? Because for me, this was one of my toughest periods of the year. It is one of my best, but also felt like one of the toughest. Why? Because it is a period where you're meeting people. Some of them are people who used to see the both of you, and they feel like they're entitled to an explanation and all that. How do you navigate it? How have you been able to navigate it? How have you made it successful for you and your children? Please comment down below. I'm sure your comment might actually help out another sister. Let's be our sister's keeper this festive period. And remember, Christ is the reason for the season. Enjoy yourselves and a Merry Christmas.